Hi guys, it's Anna Anders again. This is video number 3 here on Palm Sunday. I really didn't intend to do this video so long, but oh, maybe it was necessary. I really wanted to do some activism work today, but maybe this is the best activism work that I can do here, humbly, and I know it, because I have to conserve my energies, and I have to be very mindful how I spend my energies, you know? It's not... yeah, I have to make sure that I'm very careful and cautious as to how I expend my energies. So I want to share this in closing with you here on Palm Sunday, if you will. I'm going to say the Serenity Prayer real quick, and then I'm going to show you some stuff. So that's what I wanted to share. I'm humbly Anna Anders, one of the many founders of ForGlobalPeace.com. Many people before me founded ForGlobalPeace.com. I did not find ForGlobalPeace.com by myself. You don't even know. I mean, well, I mean, we don't even know. That's what I want to say. We, because it's a we thing. We don't even know how many people had to sacrifice their lives through all this cannon fodder of corrupt historical lies, misinformation, and disinformation by these warmongers, by these political fabricators of fabrication. Shame on them. And they're still coming out of that corrupt White House, walking out saying, we have a new boogeyman. We have a new boogeyman. It's not true. It is not true, and they know it's not true. And people, by the way, I think I suggested in the last video, watch the documentary From JFK to 9/11. It's a rich man's trick. Watch that documentary. Watch it and know that, you know, we've been lied to. We have been severely lied throughout history. And the people that put those books in the libraries, that's where they bury their lies. That's where they sew these books together. They bind them up, these lies, these historical lies, they bind them up and throw them into those books. And so many of those books are fiction and not factual. And that's why, you know, I hate to say it, but they should really be calling the libraries, like that's where they bury the lies. It should be libraries or cemeteries, okay, for the real truth. And that's what it is. And so, yeah, they're great, you know, a lot of books, great books have been written, but they're great forms of distraction, protraction, to keep people distracted and protracted into their lying storylines, if you will. And the people that are doing these gaping war wounds in the Middle East, they're the same ones that own New York City. They're the same ones that own Hollywood. They're the same ones that exploit the entertainers and the sports arenas. They're the same ones, they know it, and the hospitals too. They're in the hospitals as well. They dominate and control a lot of the medical field and industry in this country, from local to global. They really do, and I know that because I've worked in the medical industry as well. So I know. I have firsthand experience. I've worked for a pharmaceutical company. I've worked for doctors, orthopedic doctors. So they taught me a lot. They taught me a lot, but I taught them a lot, and I'm still teaching. And what I'm teaching here is sacred truth and sacred honor, and never to allow yourself to be bought off and paid off. You know, the Cleveland abduction story is our family story, and corrupt Hollywood involved themselves into our sacred family tree history. They've embedded themselves in there, and so they have some of my family members, most of them, indoctrinated and misled and misfed like sheep led to slaughter. So they manipulated them. It's a sad day on Palm Sunday here that I have to tell the world. I'm Anna Anders on this YouTube channel. I have to tell the world that the Cleveland abduction story is my family story, and the sad news is that the corrupt Illuminati Cleveland politics, yes, that's what I said, the corrupt Illuminati Cleveland politics covered up the Cleveland abduction story. They had Ariel Castro's license plate number. Elliot C. within 48 hours of Gina's abduction. Gina was the last one Ariel Castro took, and there was 2 brothers driving directly behind Ariel Castro exactly when he was abducting Gina, and they witnessed it. And that would be Brian and Eric Poindexter. Brian and Eric Poindexter from Brook Park, Ohio, here today. They witnessed it. Ariel pulling up on Gina and talking to her, because they had to slow down, and then they drove past, and when they drove past, they looked over and said, dude is too old to be talking to Chick. So, and they drove on to Elmira from 105th and Fidelity, and then Brian said to Eric, I don't got a good feeling about this. And they whipped the car right back around, and as soon as they did, they went back, which was the next street over, and by that time, Ariel Castro already had Gina in his vehicle, taking her home to abduct her. So, and Gina would be there with him for 10 long torturing years. So would Amanda Berry and Michelle Knight, when all along corrupt authorities had the license plate numbers. So they knew where Ariel Castro was. The Illuminati corrupt politics of Cleveland knew, because there's people here in corrupt Cleveland, Ohio, that participated in the staged events of 9/11/01, and they know it. They know that they participated in that. They know that they're participating in this CIA fabricated false flag wars throughout corrupt history in the Middle East. So, and yes, that would equal the Greater Israel Project or projection. Corrupt Israel has stolen any form of natural resources from local to global. They have made sure that they've pursued it and secured it and occupied it and stole it. So that's what's going on, and that's why I use that frame of reference for the diamond mines in Africa for the Africans, because they stole it. They know that they stole it. And as I was trying to say before, the ships were made for the slaves in England. So England has been a part of that as well, part of that history. And not only corrupt Israel and England did that to the African tribes, they also did it to the indigenous sacred tribes here in the United States of corrupt Israel here today. So that's what happened with the history here in America. If you look at a map, and I'm going to do another video here today, I'm going to show you a map of all the tribes people across America, across Turtle Island, if you will. My grandmother Myrtle has been coming to me lately, and maybe this is why. We used to call her Myrtle the Turtle, nicknamed her Myrtle the Turtle. But anyways, but what I want to say, little humor doesn't harm anybody. And I come from a very humorous family, and I say that, and I'm thinking of my Auntie Marlene, who, God, you could tell her somebody died, and she'd start laughing. Just, it came natural for her, and I'm sorry to say that, but it's so true. But her laughter was original and unique, and it brought so much happiness to our family, and I miss my Aunt Marlene as well as my mother and my father. But I'm getting off topic a little. Yeah, it's just a lot, guys. It is a whole lot that we've been lied to about and lied upon. And being misled and misfed here today, politically speaking. They still want to fabricate the same old boogeyman stories. They want to keep us fear-based. They want to feed us fear porn through their tell lies visions, their TVs. They're the ones that invented the TVs. They're the ones that owned the flat screens that they threw up all over the place right after 9/11/01. Because by doing that, by putting up all this media flat screen all around and all these businesses, what happens is it keeps the storyline or the story lies going and recycled and re-indoctrinating people, and people think they're getting the real truth when they are not getting nothing. They are not getting the truth. We haven't been getting the truth here in the corrupt states of the United States. So we've been lied to. And we've been lied to since the establishment of the Federal Reserve Bank. My other half, Carrie Joy DeNette, who's Hopi Tewa Butterfly Badger Clan. She has a relative who's up in North Dakota there, and he is from the Rosebud Reservation. He did a book about Crazy Horse, and when he did the book about Crazy Horse, he talked about the Federal Reserve Bank. And what happened for Carrie's uncle, what happened was... Chuck Ross is his name. Chuck Ross. You can Google and YouTube his name. He's got some YouTube videos. But anyways, when her uncle Chuck Ross wrote the book about Crazy Horse, and the Federal Reserve Bank, the Zionist Jew boys that did 9/11/01, that formed the Federal Reserve Bank, they knocked on his door and they said to him, you cannot write this book with this in here. And they tried to make him take it out of his book. So all the indigenous cultures that have been lost systematically by the devastation, the dividing and the conquering from the Zionist Jew boys, who have been also dividing and conquering all these other cultures in the Middle East right now. So this has been long and ongoing for a long time. And nobody has confronted these globalist 1% parasitical elite on their behaviors, on what they've manufactured throughout corrupt history, from local to global. And so that's the sadness of it all. That's the shame of it all. Because if you look here in Ohio, matter of fact, all my friends, I say to them, when's the last time you saw an indigenous person here in Ohio? You don't. And matter of fact, they usually say to me, it's your other half, Anna, that is the indigenous person. And you know what? I have to tell them, I'm like, this is what they did. They bleach out. See, they're like leeches. They bleach out cultures. They divide them, they conquer them, and they steal the resources, the natural resources. So this has been the hidden agenda of the globalist 1% parasitical elite. This is what they do. And this is what they've done. And then they always fabricate these fake boogeymen. So if you go back in history, Hitler, his banker was Prescott Bush. Hitler, his banker was Prescott Bush. Prescott Bush invented the CIA. The Bush family regime invented the CIA. And so where was JFK when he was assassinated? Texas. And who was from Texas? The Bushes. Now you know who was involved with JFK's assassination. I'm humbly Anna Anders. I've said too much on this video. I wanted to show you some books here and then just to share some stuff with you. But I opened this here today, my meditation book, to Dream Time. And then when I did, I was like, oh my God, that's so powerful. So I'm going to share, and I opened this particular meditation book to the sacred garment. The body is a sacred garment. It's your first and last garment. It is what you enter life in and what you depart life with. It should be treated with honor, sacred honor. And that goes for everyone, everywhere, no exceptions. And so here, I opened this book today for myself, and it's about grief. And ironically, I was crying. And so I thought, oh my gosh, I don't want to show this to anybody, but at the same time, I don't care, because you know, emotions, guys, emotions are a normal part of our humanity. I think I saw a guy today who posted on Facebook saying, oh, saying women show too much emotions or something like that. And I'm thinking, oh, but, you know, you love the emotion when we have passion for making love, right? But you don't love the emotion when we have passion for life and we express our emotions. You know, that is so corrupt on his part. You know, you can't ask for one and not the other. So I'm a human being. You got to take me as a whole entity. And we need to receive each other as whole entities throughout the planet, from local to global. I'm done with all these videos. I've given away way too much energy here today. I can hear myself saying, not really, but okay. I'm humbly Anna Anders. This is Palm Sunday, April 9th, 2017. And this is the third and final video. Thank you, everyone. And may you all be so very blessed with healing love, healing peace, and healing sacred truth and honor for everyone, everywhere, always. Thank you. Peace out. And not just for everyone, but for all sacred life, because the animal life and the animal kingdom needs it too. And our sacred Mother Earth. We need to give birth to help and to healing our planet. Thank you. Bye-bye.